intermission time, folks. So hurry, hurry, hurry. Step right over to our refreshment center for the most extravagant array of refreshment goodies ever assembled under one roof. Enjoy breathtaking, mouth-watering goodies. Everything from a snack to a delicious full meal. At our refreshment center, you'll find a large variety of goodies to satisfy your hunger, your thirst, or your sweet tooth. So hurry, hurry, hurry. Visit our refreshment center now. The show starts in 10 minutes.
What is it?
Say,
what is it?
Hey, why, it's Buttercup. Popcorn and sweet cream butter, too hot popcorn. Mix it up, wrap it up, Buttercup is born.
It's delicious.
So nutritious.
It's a taste delight.
It's so munchy,
Crisp and crunchy.
you'll enjoy each bite. Eat butter-drenched Buttercup, popcorn at its best.
Served in a king-size cup.
It beats all the rest.
The show starts in 9 minutes.
Oh, I float through the air with the greatest of ease, with or without the flying trapeze. My act is so great gravity I defy, 'cause I bring T-O-D-D-Y.
Yes, Toddy, the chocolate malt in a can.
Get it, everybody. It's time to drink your chocolate toddy.
Mmm, delicious.
The show starts in 8 minutes.
Witness the takeoff of the first manned rocket to outer space. We pick up the count. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
We're off to visit the planets. There are treats galore in the stars. Venus is loaded with candy, and ice cream is found upon Mars. The soda pop's fizzing on Saturn. When you're thirsty, it sure hits the spot. And Jupiter's really jumping with popcorn that's buttered and hot. But the best of them all is the planet, where all of these treats are at hand. And that is the spot we now head for, our theater refreshment stand.
Wait till you see what I get from the refreshment counter. Oh, boy, popcorn and candy bars and ice cream and, oh, boy, sparkling ice-cold Coca-Cola. Oh, boy, that tastes good. Have you been to the refreshment counter?
Remember, your favorite snack will taste especially good with world-famous ice-cold Coca-Cola.
The show starts in 7 minutes.
With mustard and relish, you'll guarantee mouth-watering satisfaction. Mmm. And now he sips his costume on a beautiful golden bun. There's his cue to go out on stage.
He's the natural.
He's the rage. Meet this personality at our refreshment counter. Treat the family.
Something different for a change? Then try the perfect refreshment. Chili Dilly, a delicious pickle treat that's spiced just right for every bite. Economical, too. There's no waste. You eat every bit of the juicy goodness of Chili Dilly. How about trying one right now? Chili Dilly, on sale at our concession stand. You'll love 'em.
The show starts in 6 minutes.
And now, intermission. Refreshment time.
Ah, hello there. Give the demonstration of my new invention, the goodies machine. The machine turns out delicious hot doggies one after the other. And thirst-quenching sodas also. Gives popcorn of the most tasty kind, plain unbuttered. Candy too, crunchy and dandy. Steaming hot coffee and ice cream too. These goodies are at a snack bar just waiting for you.
Here's a new taste treat. The corn dog. Plump, juicy wieners are dipped in a thick, golden Southern-style corn batter that seals in all their freshness and flavor. If you like hot dogs, you'll love corn dogs. Everybody does. Try a corn dog with your favorite beverage. At the refreshment corner now. Corn dogs.
Popcorn, candy, ooh, hot dog.
The show starts in 4 minutes.
Just a minute, folks. Yes, that's all it takes to visit our refreshment counter in the lobby. There you'll find popcorn and an assortment of popular candy bars to please every taste. Try one of these delicious candy bars. Big Time, Butternut, Milkshake, Payday, topped with Hollywood's super-rich coating of the kind you like best. They taste wonderful, they're delicious, they're nutritious. Get one at our confection counter in the lobby now.
Show starts in 3 minutes.
One knows rainbows usually have a treasure at the end. Let's follow this one and see if we can find the pot of gold.
There, and I suppose you've come to claim me treasure.
Well, we'd like to see the gold first.
Faith in there's better than gold in here, me lad. No, just look here, no.
Candy, refreshing soft drinks, popcorn, ice cream, piping hot coffee, delicious hot dogs. Well, that's some treasure, but anyone can buy luscious treats like these at the snack bar of their drive-in theater.
You don't tell me. Do you suppose you could get me a job as a snack bar attendant?
Pizza!
Pizza, pizza, pizza. Everybody loves pizza, and we're now featuring the famous original Tolona pizza. Only the finest heat oven it goes. Presto, a luscious, hot, crispy pizza. We're now featuring... Hey, wait a minute. Give me another pizza. That's better. Now, as I was saying, we now have delicious, crispy Tolona pizza at the refreshment stand. What do you have? Take it away.
It's time to honor the lady who wrote the book on loving kindness and devotion. Mother's Day, a day for the whole family to enjoy a festival of entertainment at our special Mother's Day show. No need to worry where to take Mother. Bring her and the entire family to our Gala Mother's Day show, Sunday, May 10th.
The show starts in 2 minutes.
Still plenty of time to come and be served at the refreshment center before showtime.
The Elm Golf Course, open to everyone, located 3 miles off US 50 west on Ladd Road. Food and drinks at the clubhouse. Come out and see us soon.
The show starts in 1 minute. And now, on with the show.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Storm's Eclectic Realm. I am Storm Winter, your host, with my co-host,
Abigail Hyde, your favorite mad scientist. Phelony?
Yes, and we have such an exciting show for you guys tonight. Let alone, we're back. Yeah! Woo! So we have some very special guests tonight with us. They're black metal. And I didn't know about black metal till Miss Abigail had talked to me about Illusion of Fate that will be here, right?
Yes, they are very excited to be in the castle with us, and I hope they can handle us, you know.
Yeah,
that's black metal, you know, I think it'll be great.
Well, black metal or whatever metal it is, sometimes, yeah, we kind of scare them, but I don't know why.
I think it'll be okay.
Yeah. So, we got this. We want to get you guys into the movie. I'm not going to talk a lot about it. Most of you guys have probably seen it already. Nosferatu. So, most of you guys have seen it. Maybe you haven't. If you have, pretty damn cool monster. So,
yeah, very great movie.
Love this movie. And it was also requested to play this movie by Illusion of Fate. So, yeah, let's get into it.
Welcome back to Storm's Eclectic Realm. As your favorite mad scientist, Abigail Hyde. As I promised last week, we have special guest Illusion of Fate here for our band review here. So we want to get to know the band and where they're from and everything. So we're going to get right into it. So first of all, thank you guys for being here. And I want you to please introduce yourselves to all of the fans out there and tell us how you came to be in this band. Like a little background, maybe.
I'm King Morbid. I'm the vocalist of Illusion of Fate, and this project was originally kind of spearheaded by Peyton, our guitarist, and I kind of just came along and wound up making my way into the band, and here we are 3 years later.
That's more or less it, yeah.
Pretty much.
Because we were
just
doing
a joke recording project that turned real.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'm Brian Bekowski. I play bass guitar and backing vocals. I joined the band in about late 2020 because I just wasn't active at the time as a musician. I've known both these guys since high school thereabouts, so it was just a very easy transition getting in.
No. I'm Hayden. I play guitar. I write the music, mix, master, produce, all of it. And yeah, this has kind of been my baby project for a long time, and I spent a lot of years just slowly working on it, working on different ideas for it. And then once I felt like I had a solid direction of where I wanted to go, then that's when I brought King Morbid on, and just been kind of going from there. And then we got our drummer Austin on the phone.
Hi, Austin!
How's it going? I'm Austin. I play drums in the band. I'm the newest member. I live in Michigan, so that's why I'm on the phone right now.
Tell us how you came to be in the band, Austin, and how that works with you being in a whole other state.
Hayden and I became friends on Facebook because I liked the first Illusion of Fate EP, and he liked a band of mine at the time's album, and they came out around the same time, so we somehow got in contact on Facebook and started talking to each other. Then we did an internet project together, Dusk Eternal. It was just a recording project, like a few songs we put out. And then that kind of eventually just led me to Illusion of Fate, more or less. So it's kind of like a weird thing, but I'm glad it worked out because been on the road and stuff for a while, so it's cool to be able to do it now.
Hell yeah.
That's so fabulous. So my next question for you is, what first got you into music? Was it like a drum set you got when you were 5, or like guitar, or a certain band? Or tell us about why you're in this music industry.
The first album that I ever got, my dad bought me, was Kill 'Em All from Metallica, and after that I realized I just wanted to like make metal music, and it didn't matter what. I mean, I obviously discovered the more niche, fringe stuff later and zeroed in on exactly what I wanted to do, but that was pretty much the start of it all, was Metallica. Early Metallica, arguably the better Metallica. I'm out here fighting.
You were just a young Prince Morbid.
Yeah, Prince Morbid. Prince Morbid.
Before the royalty came in.
I'll fight for Dave Mustaine. You know, I'll be that way.
Prince Morbid, I like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like you getting hit by a bus, but here we are.
Okay, what about the rest of you?
No, actually, the first figure that inspired me to actually really get into music was Paul McCartney from the Beatles. Being a bass player, he's still one of the most just, nobody really like him, but that's what wanted me to take music more seriously, and I got more into metal music because of my older brother, just hearing, hearing old Metallica and hearing Iron Maiden and like Lamb of God and bands like that just emanating from the basement upstairs, and at first I thought it was awful, but what did I know at that age? So, but once I actually had more exposure to it, and was something about it actually did begin to resonate with me as I started to get a little older, and it really stuck since that time. And I finally picked up bass when I was about 15 years old, and I've been playing since then.
Did you play like in school too?
I played in the school orchestra.
Nice.
I played as a trombonist.
Okay.
So I was sort of in the bass section, but I hadn't really found my way to the bass guitar just yet.
Let's see. My uncle bought me a guitar, I think I was like 12 or 13. So he got me my first electric guitar, and he kind of showed me a few basic things, and it was mostly like blues stuff, a lot of like classic blues licks and all that. And he showed me like Stevie Ray Vaughan, Eric Clapton, people like that. And then in high school I discovered Metallica, AC/DC, all that stuff, and then I met this guy right here, and he actually. No, don't be, because then he was the one that got me into more extreme metal, because he would I remember he would burn me like compilation discs of like bands like Children of Bodom, Doom of Wargear, and Behemoth, and I remember, first times hearing that, I was just blown away. I was like, holy crap, that's awesome, and so I want to play that. And so, over the years, I just learned songs, and I worked on writing. I studied guitar in college, and now I'm here in a black metal band, making music. I'm sure my teachers will be proud of me.
Studied guitar in school and ended up in a black metal band.
Yeah, I'm that guy. What about you, Austin?
I'm sorry, the question was, how did you start playing your instrument, and when did you get into metal?
Yeah. What was your start?
I started playing drums when I was in middle school, just because I thought it looked fun. I was playing a trumpet in school band already at the time, so I already enjoyed music, but I thought drums just looked like a more fun sort of thing.
More chicks.
Exactly.
And at the time, I didn't really, I listened to some metal, like Metallica, like Iron Maiden, but I didn't really get like super into metal or anything until I was in high school. I mostly started off playing like classic rock and punk stuff, and then as I got older, I got into metal because of the drumming. I thought, I liked the drum style of it, and then I guess one thing led to another, and then my
Here
life
we
went on
are.
a downward spiral of joining 2 bands from Wisconsin.
And he doesn't even live
2
here.
bands.
I'm just joking. It's actually been awesome, but that's pretty much it.
wow. That's a lot. It's coming from there. So my next question for you, is black metal always been your, like, love, or did you think, like, you would always end up in a black metal band, or did you when you were young, did you be like, oh, I want to be like Dave Mustaine or something, and want to do that route, or has black metal always been in your soul?
I mean, once he showed me, like I said, bands like Behemoth, Dimmu Borgir, that kind of opened up the floodgates, and once I really learned what black metal is, and I started diving into, like, some of the old school, like, second wave and first wave black metal bands, I was like, man, you know, I don't know, it just hit different, and I don't know, I kind of knew right away. I was like, this is what I want to make. This is the kind of music I make. I don't know, it just felt right. Every time I listened to it, it was like, I need to do something along this caliber, something that's just larger than life. Like, that's the goal with this band. Just try and make it larger than life black metal.
Well, I definitely applaud you for that, because I feel like from doing being in the music scene for a long time and reviewing music, black metal seems like it's literally one of the hardest ones to pull off, like, successfully. I mean, like, it's really easy to hear it badly. So it's very, very honorable and fantastic that you guys are able to take that sound and make it sound wonderful, because I feel like it is one of the hardest genres out there. For sure.
Yeah, I agree.
It kind of encompasses itself within, like, a genre that, at least from its start, kind of wanted to be the outsiders anyways. Like, it was supposed to rebel, but then eventually, like, everybody started doing that, so then it just gets stale. So, like, we take, like, the fundamentals of black metal and then also know how to play our instruments well.
Yeah,
you know,
and
so
the recording too.
Yeah, and, like, we try to, like, basically just keep it, like...
How do we keep it fresh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because a lot of bands are kind of doing the same thing, following trends and stuff, where we just want to make the stuff that we want to make, and that's it.
We make we make music we want to hear.
Yeah, and that makes us stand out more than to follow, like, the crowd around like that. Yeah, definitely. And definitely the recordings. I mean, your recordings are fantastic. So can you tell us a little about your recording process?
That's all me. That's all me.
At home, or?
Yeah, at home.
Wow.
So, yeah, I also studied audio production at school, and so that's what my degree is technically in. Once I finished all the guitar courses and theory courses, I was like, oh no, let's do audio production, so now I can make my own music and put it out there. So yeah, I do it all at home. I've got a pretty basic setup. I mean, over the years I've been, you know, adding more and more to it, you know. So yeah, we've done everything at my place, except now with Austin in the band. He has a really nice practice space, and so for the first time we're actually working with real drums instead of program drums. Because of limitations, we couldn't use real drums. So now we're actually working with real drums, and, you know, he just finished recording them, sent them over to me, and actually this whole weekend I've been putting them all together with our new stuff, and it sounds amazing so far. And I've also, you know, spent a weekend reamping a lot of the guitars for the new stuff. So yeah, I've been the one handling all of that, and it is a process, I will say that.
Well, really props to you, because the recordings that I've heard, they sound like top quality. So.
Awesome, thank you. Thank
it's really
you
hard
so
feat.
much. Well,
you should get a gold star on that to be doing it.
It really makes it work. I mean, especially because, like, when we record vocals, especially, we're in a second floor apartment, and I'm making toilet noises inside of a closet. You know? So it's all an apartment. We do vocals in the little walk-in closet.
Yeah. Oh my gosh!
Yeah, it's where we store all of our stuff.
Not even like music gear, it's like home gear. It's
it's just
leftover decorations.
Decorations and shit. So we cleared out a little room in there. We put up the mics, and that's where it is. I mean, hey, it works. It's soundproof. It works. It works.
Fantastic.
So
interesting.
Gotta do what you gotta do.
Okay, well, here's the start of our interview, and I want to get you guys back into the movie, but stay tuned for more Illusion of Fate. Welcome back to Storm's Eclectic Realm. I hope you're enjoying Nosferatu. But right now we have Illusion of Fate here in the castle, and we're doing our little inquisition of them right now, and they're still here, so that's a good thing. So I'm gonna continue onward, and with horror movies in mind, you know, as that's what we love here, we need to know what your favorite horror movies are.
Mine's the one that's playing right now, Nosferatu. I mean, it's a classic. I'll never forget seeing it for the first time. I remember when I was like, I think I was like 10, my parents got me a horror movie compilation DVD for Easter, of all things. I don't know why. But it had the Vincent Price House on the Haunted Hill, the original Night of the Living Dead, and Nosferatu. And the Nosferatu actually has the Typo Negative soundtrack to it. So that was just like two things in one. I love it. And I make my wife sit through it every year on Halloween. But she likes it. Yeah, so that's my favorite horror movie.
Okay.
It's classic.
Okay, what about the rest of you?
The Dracula with Bela Lugosi, of course, was the first. That was the first one I ever saw.
Okay.
I wish I'd seen the Francis Coppola film later, but when I was a little kid, that was definitely not an option. But that definitely, since that time, I had a little bit of an infatuation with vampires. Around the time I did see that film, I have distinct memories of going to the park and wearing my crappy Dracula costume in the middle of July and playing with the other kids and wondering why there's a lot of tigers here. But yes, so that one's probably easily my favorite.
Okay.
If I had to choose one, probably the 70s Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Just gruesome. Really simple. That's pretty much where it ends. I mean, I watch a lot of horror movies. I'm more of a film fan than I am a horror film fan. So, but Texas Chainsaw is the one.
I've actually been to that graveyard that they filmed the original one in. Yeah, it's right down the street from where my cousin lives.
It's still a bit dead carcass within the tombstone.
Where's that?
It's in Texas. It's it's right outside.
That makes sense.
Yeah, it's outside Austin.
Okay.
Austin, Texas. Yeah, it's right outside. I can't remember exactly the town. I'll remember it after. But yeah, it's right outside Austin.
What about you, Austin?
I'm not a huge horror movie person, so I'm sorry if this isn't a great pick. I like Scream.
Okay.
That's a good one.
Wes Craven was the man.
I'm not well versed, you know. So.
I'm glad to get on that.
Come on, Austin.
We're
You're
used
not
to you
to
being
have
disappointed.
Illusion of Fate movie night or something.
Yeah, we'll have to have a band movie night.
Band movie night. That sounds like a plan.
Big shout out to Mark Borchardt with Coven, though. That was...
Yeah.
I love the Mark Borchardt stuff as well.
Okay.
Local legend.
Fantastic.
You have a personal connection,
Yeah.
don't you?
Yeah.
To him? Yeah.
Well, tell us
That's
about
awesome.
that.
Well, for those of you who haven't seen, Mark Borchardt is a Milwaukee native that was destined to be a filmmaker. In the 90s, a documentary crew filmed him making his, I want to say it was his first movie. And I think it might have been his second movie because he had already been working on number one. But my grandmother actually gave him the loan for his movie company, and ever since then, like, I've always... I don't know, he's kind of like the hometown hero a little bit, where it's like, oh wow, this random everyday guy is on Letterman now just because he wanted to make a movie. So I aspire to be that.
That's amazing, for sure. Phelony, what are you doing over there? Hey, got to be good. Okay, so with the new age that we're in now, can you tell us how you feel like social media has impacted the music industry? Like, as far as like with the music out there, you know, like how you can buy songs on the internet now. Do you think that takes away from the quality of music, or you know, like do you benefit from that? You know, tell us how you feel like the internet industry is affecting music.
I think not to cut anybody off, but I think social media has done a lot of really good things, but also a lot of really bad things. So now, like, you have platforms that everybody can access to promote their own art, which is objectively a good thing. Anybody can create music, and it's really accessible to be able to create music now. That, I mean, if you buy an iPhone, it has GarageBand on it. Some albums, the entire albums have been recorded on GarageBand, so that's like a feat in and of itself. But like, as far as the positives go, it makes it so people like us can get an outreach around the world, which we do actually have fans in other countries that we didn't even know knew us for a long time until we looked at messages that we got, Spotify, like geo charts of where we're being listened to at. But then on the inverse, the caveat to that is now you have labels that have all of the money for funding and are able to, especially like mainstream labels specifically, they like kind of create artists. They don't look at artists as the artist. They look at them as the product. So now you have like industry plant artists that come in, and it's all kind of smoke and mirrors in a way. So that's kind of my soapbox on social media. It also makes people really depressed. So yeah, maybe not so much of a good thing in high doses.
Good and bad kind of thing.
That's everything in life, though. It's going to have a positives and negatives.
It's true, very true. So we're gonna go now to like your band specifically. Can you tell us what your favorite song is when you're performing?
Yeah.
Well, I like something you like.
Well, aside from a few new songs where the working titles are there, the new stuff that we have definitely seems to get the crowd more engaged, and I have a lot of fun, especially doing new stuff. But one of the songs that seems that everybody always enjoys when we play it is As the Leaves Fall off of our King of Serpents EP. That one just gets the crowd going, and it makes me hyped when I see people jumping around, banging their heads to it. And, I mean, we did write, like, what, an 11-minute 3-part epic that's kind of always fun to play, but, like, I'm out of breath by the end of it, so it's, like, I'd rather take the 3-minute short song and just bang it out real quick and go. That's my personal favorite song.
Okay. What about the rest of you?
One of my personal favorites is probably As Animals Dream off of our debut EP, Emotion Center. That one just has so many, like, different parts to it. It's just really dynamic, but also just like the pace is constant. It's always very intense, and it's just, there's something about it, playing it, that just feels very cathartic for me personally. Like, there's just this ebb and flow, a rise and fall, so by the end of it you feel like you've really been through something, playing or listening to it for that matter. So that's that would probably have to be my top for that one.
I agree. Probably, man, that's a toughie. Outside of our new material, which has just been, the reception has been nothing but astounding. I would have to say, of our material that is out right now, probably the Gia or As the Leaves Fall. Both, yeah, because, I mean, that one just packs a punch live, and that one gets the crowd going too. Same with As the Leaves Fall, that one seems to connect to the crowd the most, and people seem to resonate with that one the most. But then, then I got to think about Solace, because, that Solace Chasm, that one's a little bit slower, a little heavier, so it's really cool when we start off with the opening riff, just seeing people just bang their heads as hard as they can. I mean, that's cool too. So I don't know if I had to pick. I'll say Lucia, because I do love on stage when Brian and I like face each other and do the solo. together.
There's
That's
more
always
stage banter on that one on our part. We interact with each
Yeah.
other a little more
That
on that
too,
one than any
that
of the other
too,
songs.
yeah.
And when this guy's wireless is charged up, if you see us in a big enough space, he will run into the crowd at some point in time during the song. So.
That is cool.
And what about you, Austin?
I honestly like, basically everyone said, I like the new ones a lot. Just, I also feel like more, like, attached to those ones, I guess, just slightly, because I wasn't in the band when the other songs were written. But, like, I still have to kind of, like, change the parts up a bit on those songs, too. So I still really like to play those ones as well. I guess, I don't know which one I would pick in specific to the new ones or the old ones, but I do like Hayden said, Solace is a good one.
Yeah, well, the way you spiced up that drum part from how we originally have it, you definitely added like a whole new kind of realm of heaviness to it, because, you know, you were doing stuff that we didn't even think to write in there, so that's, yeah, that, like, especially the end, I don't know, you killed it.
Yeah,
it's got the, you know, the riffs to do stuff on.
It's
so
got
you
them
know,
chunky
yeah,
riffs.
those are awesome. Yeah, I don't know. They're honestly all really fun. Like, I have a really good time, like, playing them live, practicing them with the guys, or even just, like, by myself at home on my e-kit or some shit, yeah.
But I definitely think it's safe to say this new stuff we're working on is definitely going to be all of our favorites.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be awesome.
Do you have a date when it'll be out, or is it?
Not yet. It's still too early to tell. Like I said earlier, I've spent the whole weekend reamping guitars. I still got a lot of work to do there. We just got the drum tracks from Austin, so I got a lot. Yeah, I'm basically starting the mixing process. But the goal right now is to have it out in the fall. Maybe, I think we were thinking around Halloween, if not early November, but that's ballpark right now. We are playing some of the new songs live. We actually played them on our tour with Casket Robbery in March. Played 3 songs off the new album, and like I said, the response has been nothing shy of amazing.
Got a lot of really positive feedback. They definitely seem to like bring the energy up a little bit, because now we're staying like with the sound that we've already kind of cemented ourselves in,
and we're improving upon
yeah,
it.
we're just kind of fine tuning the little parts, and we're also improving as musicians as time goes on. So we have that too.
And I think there's a little more crowd interactivity with some of the songs.
Yeah.
Like, it's a little bit more engaging, if that makes sense, you know. Because I've definitely seen people, though they may not know the words, I can see some people just kind of, you know, trying to sing along, you know, with it. So that's cool. That's really cool.
So with the music writing process, are all of you involved in that? Like, you all can like contribute your own little piece of you into the music too?
Yeah. A lot of the writing, like I said, is done by me. But I do try to get everyone involved in the process. A lot of it's me and Brian writing stuff, especially this album. It was a lot of me and Brian sitting down at my apartment, just cranking out ideas, and just sitting there for hours, just working on them. And then and then we would demo out the songs, and we hand them off to Austin and Kevin, who would then add their own flair to it. Kevin adding his own vocal flair to it.
I'm writing most. I think now we're kind of at a point where I do a lot of the lyrics then too, because I have an idea. I try to approach it as like a concept where every song kind of leads into the next chapter.
That's great.
Where it's not all over the place, because it just seems unorganized when it's just all over the place. So.
And then handed it off to Austin. I do try and write out a basic map for drums, but I always tell Austin, when I hand them the songs, like, you do what you want. Just do whatever feels right, and I mean, he's nailed it every single song. So
that's
and we've already started penning ideas for our second album, so now I want to try and get everyone even more involved. Like, next time Austin's in town, sit down, be part of that grinding process where it's just us sitting in front of the computer with our instruments, just, does this work? No. How about this? Kind of. What if we did this? The really boring part.
We do need the boring part.
It's boring to people that aren't part of the process. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much so far for your input. But we're going to get you back into Nosferatu. But stay tuned. We will be right back with Illusion of Fates. Welcome back to Storm's Eclectic Realm. I'm still here with Illusion of Fate. They haven't abandoned me yet. So we're going to get right back into the questions that we have for them, because I know all you fans out there want to know all about this, because they're so interesting, and it's so great to learn how bands form and how they practice and how they record, and learning about you being in a closet. That's so interesting to me. So you never know what you're going to learn here. So I'm going to get right back into it. So I want you to, there's a lot of bands out there that have different rituals before they go on stage, either to ease nerves or, whistle or whatever. Do you guys have any pre-show rituals that you do, and do you get nervous before you play?
He definitely does.
Besides the corpse paint that we all know.
I'll apply the corpse paint first, usually. When we first started doing this, we didn't really do corpse paint because we were trying to figure out where we all fit in and what we wanted to do. So instead, I would usually be backstage or something like that. I'll slam a Pabst, and then I'll make myself vomit. Because if I don't, I will throw up on stage. So I used to force myself in the bathroom somewhere to throw up.
Is that
just
from
to get
nerves?
it out. Not even from nerves. I just have a really bad gag reflex.
Okay.
So when I'm doing vocals, if there's nothing left in the chamber, then I'm just dry heaving. So it's fine. I'd rather dry heave than throw up on somebody. But now it's not even nerves. It's just another night. We've done this for so long now that it's all right, well, if it goes bad, it goes bad, and who cares? And our pre-show rituals are usually let's just hang out and get mad. We do better when we get pissed and we go on stage angry.
Adrenaline going,
so I'll usually spar off with a wall or something like that, and just to get angry.
So you've thrown up on somebody?
Not yet.
Yet.
I don't speak in absolutes. That's still a possibility.
Yeah.
Come out, you might catch one of these days.
That's awesome. Yeah, he was the first one to throw up. Or no, wait, during a show. Yeah, he was. Because first show he played with us, you had Culver's right before, I think. What was it? Wasn't it Culver's, Austin?
It was Culver's, the chicken sandwich.
Yeah, mid-set, he's just move your amp, Hayden, and I'm like, what? And then he just barges right through it. Chucks it right in back.
Phelony's running off.
That was horrible, just playing that whole show while having to throw up and then throwing up.
It was hot in there, too.
It was.
Certainly didn't help matters.
Yeah.
But it hasn't happened since. No, that's what's important.
Just no more Culver's to do the show.
At some point.
Yeah.
That's okay.
That's fine.
At least we know now it's possible.
So you did a great service for us. Thank you.
Yes,
I'm glad I didn't have to.
We can tough it out.
Yeah, we can. I mean,
Brian wakes up from his coffin before shows.
Yeah, he's usually sleeping in his coffin.
Well, what did you think that space on top of the van was for?
Ladder rack is more like a coffin rack.
That's right.
Yeah.
Sleep in the earth of my homeland before a set.
We're going to have to introduce you to Storm. She's our resident vampire here in the castle. You guys could have a lot to talk about.
You have my attention.
You will meet her soon. What about you, Hayden?
I normally just try and stretch out the fingers, get them ready for shredding. I've been trying to meditate before a show, actually, just calm my mind, and just be in the moment so I can fully, so I can give my all on stage, so I can give it my best performance, so I can be fully immersed in their performance as well as my performance on guitar, so I can just really give the best show I can, if that makes sense.
Yeah, for sure. What about you, Austin?
I guess mine's kind of similar to Hayden's. I like to stretch my hands out, and then I stretch my legs too, because obviously with drums, gotta do that too. But then I usually warm up a little bit with my sticks, and then just try to like relax a little bit before it's kind of weird because you want to be like kind of excited to play, but also relaxed. So
Yeah.
it just depends how I feel. Some days I feel like I need to try to be more calm before I play to like chill out so I can play good, and then other days I feel like I need to like hype myself up to play. So it kind of just depends, but you know, after a certain point, like we've played the song so many times that I like it doesn't really matter too much, you know. I just like to stretch and mainly get the pad warm up in with the sticks to like just feel like I'm ready to play my best once we start. But even if that doesn't happen, it's not the end of the world, you know.
Yeah, stretching is definitely important. Because I definitely had back when we started when before a show, before I knew how important stretching was before a show, I just mid set my hands would just be like, nope, I'm gonna lock up. I'm like, I gotta get through this, and then after
cramps in my ribs.
Yeah. So stretching
mid set.
Stretching before a show is key to a solid performance.
You guys are flawless on stage.
Thank you.
Getting stretched.
Yep. So to any young bands out there that may be watching this, stretch before you play.
Yeah, actually, that leads me to my next question.
Like a personal trainer, you know?
One day,
Oh, for sure.
we'll have a personal trainer.
Yeah, you can hire one.
Scratching our backs and our necks.
Please.
Oh God, please.
I'll take that.
And lots of water.
Stay hydrated.
So, can you tell us, like, I know you guys are, like, you played the songs a lot, so you know them really well. With what happens when there's, like, a mistake somebody makes, or, like, somebody plays the wrong beat or something, or, like, that happens, or the cramping. How do you get through, like, mistakes or, like, unexpected things that could happen at the shows?
You just gotta fight it. That's the big thing, is you just gotta play through. Like 90% of the time, especially in our case, like we play black metal essentially with like more riffing. Nobody notices. Like it's always in our own heads. So we just have to I think it was spezzatura is the phrase, to do something poorly with grace. So as long as you make it look cool, who cares?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I always thought that was really interesting. Like when after bands are done, they're like, "Oh my God, we totally messed up that part, and his drum stick went flying." But oh my God, it looks flawless. So it's amazing how you can get through this. For sure.
Yeah. Just try and play through it. I mean, I always try to rehearse the stuff so much that it's just kind of like more muscle memory. But yeah, I still make mistakes, and I just try to improv. As for the hands cramping up, doesn't really happen anymore. But when it did happen, I would just like power through it. Just be like, all right, gotta power through, and then by the end of the show, my hands just like this. So, yeah, it does not feel great, but...
I mean, I think the important thing to remember is, like, when we're up there, it's not really about us. It's about the people that paid to see us. So, like, suck it up. Figure it out,
Buttercup.
Yeah, because without bands, I mean, like, no band would be anywhere,
Exactly.
For sure. So, I know you just got done with a little tour with the Casket Robbery. Can you tell us about that tour and something that you remember from that, like a memorable moment, and tell us how long the tour was and how much time in between you had to relax, or like was it back to back to back, or tell us.
We started on a Saturday, and the Illusion of Fate leg ended on the next Friday. Brian and Austin had already been on tour for 2 weeks prior to that with Casket Robbery, because they also play live with Casket Robbery. So Hayden and I drove out to Michigan for our first show on the tour, which was the last show of their tour, and the most memorable moment for me was almost getting kicked out of the venue because Austin and I were sneaking beers into the venue on the first day of our tour.
Oh, no.
And then having the promoter get mad at us via text message. Probably poor choice, but also it was kind of funny at the same time because it's like, all right, whatever. Apparently not all bars serve Pabst Blue Ribbon, so maybe I'll have to find a more mainstream can, I guess.
Oh, so you're trying to bring it in like you bought it?
Yeah.
That's kind of slick.
I didn't know Michigan. Yeah, he didn't. He was the reason why we got caught. He brought it.
Nice
so
it's
a bowling alley with a restaurant and a venue, and we went to the restaurant, and he just brought right into the restaurant.
Oh, wasn't your girlfriend trying to cover for you, Austin?
Yeah, she took the heat because he wasn't even there, so it was kind of funny.
That sounds like a nice girlfriend.
Yeah, she's great.
Yeah. So what about the rest of you? Memories? What did you play every day? Or like?
We played at Reggie's in Chicago. I really like that venue. I thought that was a really cool show. I thought playing. We played in it was a church that was converted into a venue.
Wow.
It was cool.
It was Skylark QC in Rock Island, Illinois.
Yes.
Wow, that sounds
It's a really cool place.
That was awesome. Yeah. Reggie's is an insanely cool venue.
It is.
Every chance I get to go there, I take it. It's awesome.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think the most memorable part was just getting to get up on stage and play music with these guys every night. I mean, as corny as that sounds,
it's very corny.
Very corny.
Fight me. That was my favorite part. That was the best part. Everything else, didn't add up to that. That was the best part for me, was just getting up there and hitting it hard every night and just giving it our all.
So you played every night?
Well, we had one night off.
One night. That's a lot. That's a lot.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah.
It's a labor of
So
love.
did you have to, stay in the hotels, or visit friends, let you stay with them, or how does that work?
It was an even toss-up. There were some nights we stayed in the van. I spent a month renovating an old cargo van to be a camper van, so we could at least try to be comfortable.
Cool.
And it wound up, because we were touring with Casket Robber, we spent basically the whole time with them, and they opted to get a room, so we bought in on that for one of the nights. And then, I ended up sleeping on the van a couple nights. But we, for the most part, had a place to stay just about every night. So that was a huge plus.
That's awesome. Great. Well, we're going to cut you off there a minute, and we're going to get you back into the movie, but stay tuned, because we have more from Illusion of Fate. Welcome back to Storm's Eclectic Raw. I'm here with Illusion of Fate, and Phelony is back, so good, I don't know where Phelony went, but I'm glad you're back. But we're going to continue our interview with Illusion of Fate. So I want to know, what are your interests outside of music?
Well, a lot of the stuff that I do for the band is my interest outside. So, aside from doing vocals, I'll do a lot of, the graphics work, graphic design. I do our merch designs. I do just general, photo editing and stuff like that. I'm trying to start my own, freelance service for that as well, where I'm just doing album artworks, merch designs, photography, video edits, all that kind of stuff that can, facilitate the behind-the-scenes for a band. So that's kind of what I keep busy with outside of music. Otherwise, I have various, solo projects that I do for music as well.
Okay. Wow. What about you, Brian?
Me, I just usually indulge in a lot of literature most of the time. I read a lot outside of the band, and I do write my own fiction as well.
Oh, really?
Yes,
You publish?
Really unfortunately not, but
get published.
Getting there, one thing at a time.
What kind of books do you read?
I try to keep it pretty various. I mean, I mostly focus on horror, obviously, because that's my first love. Right now, I'm in the middle of the Damnation game by Clyde Bartle. We're rereading it because that was, I think, the first thing I read by him was Cabal, the novel that he did. But then it was the Damnation game that really sold me on his style. And oh, he's one of my absolute favorites. I just love I love the contrast between things that are like slightly erotic but still kind of disturbing, as you get with a lot of Clive Barker.
Yeah. I'm a big reader myself, so I totally can relate to that.
Kind of like what I was saying before the interview, I don't do a whole lot outside of practicing guitar, practicing mixing, writing new music. I guess the things I do that aren't music related, that I do love to do is spend time with my wife, go hiking with her and the dog. I do like to hit up the gym, get some weightlifting in, and play some video games. But yeah.
What kind of video games do you play?
Play a lot of like horror games, a lot of open world games. Right now I'm replaying The Last of Us 2. Yeah, that's right, Austin. I'm replaying The Last of Us 2. I love The Last of Us. I love that, so I've just been replaying that.
Okay. I was playing Saw.
Oh,
that game is like scary hard.
Is it? I haven't played that one. I haven't played that one.
Yeah, it's a little rough. What about you, Austin?
I like to, it's in music, I guess, but I like to play, like, other genres of music besides metal and stuff.
Oh.
But outside of music, like, entirely, I like sports. I don't watch them that often, I guess, as much as I, like, would when I was younger, but, every once in a while, like, I'll watch a game, or I like to go to a couple games a year, usually, if I can, for, like, the Tigers in the summer.
Weren't you doing, like, sports talk stuff or commentary or something for a while? Yeah.
I used to write for a website about the Tigers, like minor league teams and stuff like that, which was cool. That was fun, but it was just hard to like balance that with the band stuff.
What other kinds of music do you play besides metal?
Well, I like to play jazz. I play in like a gospel church band, so like really anything, honestly. Like I like rock, funk.
Just got drums, Austin likes it.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Interesting. So I want to know what the best piece of advice someone gave you in the music business that you followed so far, and what advice that you could have followed but didn't, and now kind of like regret or wish you would have. Or maybe that doesn't apply, but I just want to know, like what's a piece of advice you've been given either by another musician or advice you've given out that could be useful to other musicians that might be watching and know we're actually with us.
That's kind of a hard one. As far as like advice that I've taken, it's never really been from other musicians. I'll usually just kind of watch other musicians and how they operate, and I'll kind of try to emulate that. But like as far as like just advice, I guess it's to kind of go carelessly. Like just don't care what anybody thinks about you at all, because like at the end of the day, nobody has it figured out. You can have yourself put together as best as possible, but there's not a single person on this world that has it all figured out. So, like, there's more than one way to skin a cat, I guess. And also, if I had to, like, sum that up into things that I've heard, it's, think it, dream it, do it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
That's the King Morbid Live, Laugh, Love.
I peed.
Brian, I'm glad you could be open with us. I suppose if there's anything I've learned in doing this is it's always key to have a good support system, especially in an endeavor like this that can often feel perilous. The moment that there's anyone close to you that is actively trying to stop you from doing what you absolutely feel conviction with doing, they're not meant to be in your life. Do not let them weigh you down. don't let anyone like that weigh you down ever.
No, I agree with what they said. I would also add hard work pays off, and that's something we're still learning. I mean, we're still a pretty young band, but I mean, we're grinding it out, and we've been grinding it since day one, and slowly but surely we have seen the benefits of that. So it's a long, hard road.
There's no shortcuts, that's for sure.
Yeah, and there's no shortcuts. You can't buy fans. You can't buy fame. You can't buy any of that. You can't buy experience, and you can't buy talent. So, well, I mean, I guess kind of.
You can buy beer. Beer's pretty close to all of that.
Okay, fine.
Until you get kicked out for it.
Fine. But I guess some lasting advice I would say that I've always kind of gone by is practice makes perfect. Practice your instrument and practice to a metronome. I've heard people say, "Oh, I don't practice to a metronome because I want the natural sound." No, practice to a metronome. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Practice to a metronome. Thank me later.
Such a guitar player answer.
Hey, you know what? I had a friend tell me, he was like, the best musicians are the ones that can come in and nail it in the studio. And I didn't realize how true that was until I started tracking our stuff. Because, you know, either you get it in 5 takes or you just don't have it. You don't have it. So, practice. Practice it. Practice to a metronome.
What about you, Austin?
I guess I agree with Kevin and Hayden Simon of there's more than one way to skin a cat, and just to practice.
That's it. Come on, Austin. Give us more!
That's fine.
He's a Lions fan. What do you expect?
Yeah. Lions.
They don't know that many words.
So I know all of us aren't, you know, like...
A whole lot, like, do it all the time.
Yeah.
Like, that'll work, you know?
It works.
It's foolproof.
So I know you're so passionate about this metronome business. For those of us that are not in the music business, you know, just our horror fan crowd here, what is a metronome?
Oh, well, you use a metronome to stay in time. I mean...
Oh, it's okay. We can all do that.
Yeah. You can buy apps on your... Or not even buy. There's free ones on... there's free apps. You have no excuse to...
a click track?
Yeah,
basically.
Yeah.
It's like...
My phone's being used, but
It just counts.
Keeps everyone in time. Every song is set to a BPM or multiple BPMs. That metronome will keep time so that everyone's on where they need to be. Everyone's on point. Everyone's locked into the groove. It is essential.
Well, thank you for that
Essential.
clarification to us non-music playing individuals. And on that note, we're going to pause you to get back into the movie, and we will be right back with Illusion of Fate. Welcome back to Storm's Eclectic Realm. I'm here with Illusion of Fate. They have been troopers sitting here answering my questions. So I just have a few more questions for you while you're here. I know we do have a lot of music fans out there, horror fans, and we want to know how they can hear your music. So can you tell us what platforms or where all of our fans can hear Illusion of Fate?
We're on all streaming platforms: YouTube, Spotify, Bandcamp, Deezer, Apple Music. Yeah, Apple
We're even
Music.
on Tidal, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we're even on Tidal. So you have what? Oh. So you have no excuse. No excuse. You can't find us. That's a lie.
And if you need extra help, you can always contact Abigail, Hyde, or Storm, or Phelony, and we can direct you as well. Okay. So I know you said that you have an album in the future. Do you have any upcoming shows that you could tell us about?
Well, we've got one on the 21st It's a birthday bash show.
Our good friend Jason Chambers of Order of the Jackal, All Meridians, and Soul Raven.
Oh, I know Jason.
He's a good guy. Like him a lot.
That's gonna be a cool
Do you have any after that?
We just got some in the works. We're trying to get more out of state. We do have what is it? I always mess up the name. Is it Farm Stock?
It's Farm Stock.
Oh, Farm
yeah.
Stock.
I've heard of
Yeah,
that
we're doing
one.
Farm Stock this year. That's July 15th.
It's in Kana.
Yeah, that's
at the Barazafa. It's like a cornfield.
Yeah, I've heard of that one.
venue.
It's supposed to be very fun.
Yeah.
I might just attend that one.
Thanks, Farm Stuff.
We're excited.
Oh, Storm is here. Hello, Storm.
Hi.
You're missing our wonderful interview with Illusion of Fate. but
Well,
I'm
like,
glad
you
that
know.
you're here.
I know, but when I seen them coming in, yeah, a little thirsty. I had to go.
You might need to, though. We have a vampire lover over here, so you might have to. Yeah, or Brian over here. You guys are gonna have to meet later.
Nice.
I would be mad.
You wouldn't be mad. I wouldn't be mad.
Austin, if only you were here.
Yeah. Oh, I see. We have somebody on the telephone.
We
as well.
do. The drummer that lives in Michigan. Yeah. So we got him on the phone because he decided,
He decided he couldn't
he's
be
far
here.
away. In
Wow, well,
Michigan.
thank you for joining Storm's Eclectic Realm and Abigail and Phelony's interview.
Thanks for having us. It's been fun.
Absolutely. Wow. I missed a lot, but as you all know, I kind of had to go.
We'll catch you up later.
Yeah, you're
But
going
I-
to have to.
But I did want to tell you that for those that are interested and have a love for black metal or want to learn what black metal is all about, Illusion of Fate is the band to check out. They have 2 EPs already. One is called Emergent Sentience, and the other is called King of Serpents. So I need you all to go out and buy these albums or stream them on the platforms because the bands are here because they need your support to continue on to bring the music to the masses.
And there are 4 songs we are going to be playing as well. And the names of them, I didn't look at the names yet.
I believe I sent you Legia, Into the Twisted Maw, Soulless Chasm, and As the Leaves Fall. So a little bit from all of our discography.
I noticed that because when I opened them, I seen that they had different colors.
Yep.
Nice.
Yep.
Nice.
So I tried to cover
Yeah.
as much ground as I could.
Excellent.
Yeah, so listen to the music and get the EPs and stay tuned for their new album coming out later this year. If all goes well. There's always some blips in the road, but they do their best.
That's
So,
right.
Would you guys have any lasting words you'd like to say to all of our fans out there?
Our horror fam.
Hail Satan, stay hydrated.
Trust and believe.
That's what's up.
Check out our stuff. Don't do drugs, Austin. Come on! No. Check out our stuff. Come out to our shows. Go out to local shows. Support local
Absolutely.
music. Support. That's what's key.
I think I need to make a room for you guys in the castle.
Yeah.
You guys are rocking, man.
If you like
I love
to
it.
be your own personal castle band, we can get them on demand.
Absolutely.
I've always wanted to live in the castle.
Well, you're in
Well,
the
now you'll have a
our
coffin buddy with Brian here. So.
Yeah? Woo!
That's right.
All right.
We can make a really big coffin.
Don't tell nobody. that,
Tell them what?
nothing. What are you talking about?
Nothing.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Keep your eyes on us.
That's right. Keep your eyes on them. The music you're hearing in here is their music. Yes, Illusion of Fate. Yeah. All right. So as of right now, I think I'm going to let you guys go because Storm kind of wants to play right now. I got a lot of fun friends here right now. So we are going to let you go. Stay eclectic.